Hayley, team photo day, does it feel a bit more real now? The season's around the corner?
Yeah, definitely. Team photo day is always a fun one, and the girls just sort of enjoy each other's company and get a little bit silly at times. But certainly it is, I guess, that start of things getting really real in terms of, we're getting close now, a couple of weeks away from round one. So it's super exciting.
Is it now the anticipation that you won't be playing against yourselves a couple of weeks to start with the Western Derby as well? So how much time do you spend looking forward to now with only a few weeks to go?
Yeah, it's, the whole pre-season you're doing match sims and whatnot against yourselves, and think about that. You're playing the same game plan against itself. So it's a really good test when you then get to play against other teams. From this point forward, we're done playing against ourselves. So it's certainly that next challenge we got West Coast this weekend in a match sim. So we were looking forward to that, but not too far forward in terms of weeks beyond that. We just sort of take it week by week and work on the things that we may not have done as well last week to continue to build towards the start of the season.
Lisa said that she expects that you guys will return to finals this year. Do you agree with that expectation, and does that add any pressure into the season?
No, I think we're certainly just looking to return to form, I suppose. We had a pretty disappointing season last season, and it's not the way that anyone in the club wanted it to go, or the team itself. So we'll be certainly looking to return to finals this year. I don't think it adds any extra pressure. The girls put enough pressure on themselves as it is, just to perform day to day. We're certainly looking to improve certainly on last season and take a few steps forward.
A new coach, can you give us a bit of what the differences have been between Trent and Lisa?
Yeah, I think Lisa just brings a great sort of connection piece. So, she was a player with a few of us back in the day, and she was an assistant coach a few years back, and then now she's obviously taken that next step to being a head coach. So she's built a lot of relationships over that time, and that's something that she's really, honed in on these first, the first few weeks particularly. And then from that point, new game plan. She's put the onus on us to learn the game plan, and I think the girls have really taken that on and really, put it into their own sort of repertoire of learning that and taking the time to educate themselves on that new game plan.
I mentioned the pressure. I know it's in the strategic plan that needs to be flagged by 2025. Did you take on board that as the captain amongst the women's team, or what effect does it have with the club saying that's where we've got to get to?
Not really, because if you think that far forward, you're probably setting yourself up for a bit of disappointment. For us at ground level, we sort of do the day-to-day work, and we know if we do the right things for long enough, those successes will come. And the club is responsible for putting the right people in the right places to make that happen. And I certainly think we're on track to have some success in the near future. But for us here in the W team, we just sort of focus on winning games, and that's all we can do.
Is that still the goal? Is to win a premiership before the men? Would that be
I don't think it's not about winning a premiership before the men. I'd love for them to do something miraculous and win this year. But I think for us, we just focus on ourselves. And if we were to win one before them, that's just fantastic, for the club in general, that we've got to the highest peak. So I genuinely hope that they get just as much success, at the same time as what we do. They've been striving for it for a long time, and I think they deserve that.
Having experienced a lot of success earlier in your career, now having a tough couple of seasons, what do you think the club needs to do in order to get back to where you were in 2019, 2020, and those years where you did have a lot of success?
Well, I think really the only the season that we sort of fell down was last season, and there was a few reasons for that in terms of injuries and whatnot. So I know I said at the end of last year, that the competition can write us off at their own peril. we're certainly looking to bounce back from that. I think it goes without saying that if you can keep a healthy list, that's the first step to having a lot of success. So our S&C department's done a fantastic job in sort of preparing us, I suppose, for this season. And as I said, Lisa, with the game plan and the way that we're going to play football, it sets us up, and it's up to us as a playing group to now put all that into action and win some games.
What is the change in the game plan that Lisa has asked you guys to learn, and what will we see differently this year to other teams?
Without giving too much away, I think just it'll be a fast game plan. We're not the tallest team, so we look to find other ways to move the ball in terms of playing to our strengths, and that's not just the team as a collective, but individuals as well. So Lisa's been great in instilling confidence in individuals to play their role, and if we can all play our role within the team, you're going a long way to I guess playing that game plan in a successful way and winning games off the back of that.
Exciting to start with the derby as well for the WA footy fans.
Yeah, definitely. We had a derby, the first season in 2022 to kick off the season, and that was a fantastic build-up, I think. I know that the AFL, want to build that momentum going into the season. It's a perfect way to do that, especially here on the West Coast. We have such a rivalry between the two clubs, and the fan bases certainly get around that. So we'll be hoping to see a packed Freo Oval for that one.
What's your feeling about the draw and the number of games and how you don't play everyone during the season? As a captain, do you have, is it you sort of a bit of a rely on getting the best games, don't you? Not playing some of the teams.
Yeah. Well, obviously we have no say in that as a club. I have no say in that as a captain. We get who we get, and the AFLW is a difficult space because teams can go from the bottom of the ladder to almost the top within a season. There's a lot of movement of players get better. The draft this season was obviously a bit different. It's the same pool as last year, so there was a lot more general player movement of if you think about the Brisbane Lions, they had two of their best players plus their key forward move from their club, but Brisbane are notoriously good for being able to, I guess, not fill those spots, but find other people to improve their game to, continue their success. And they've done that in the past. So you just never know. You can look into it all you want, but trying to predict what's actually going to happen during the season is incredibly difficult. So for us, it's take every opponent as almost a new opponent from the year before, because you never know what they're going to show that week.